materials on top of it. So you have Platinum Plus over here, which cover the foreign materials on the left hand side, which covers the foreign materials, and it covers the English law, the UK content. The UK content is coming from ICLR, that is Incorporated Council of Law Reporting, and they're also giving the true printout. Now, this word true printout is very important while you're using any legal research softwares, because whenever you're using any research software, you wanted to cite a precedent in a courtroom, right? But you cannot use the document if that document doesn't belong, or if that document, you cannot find that document in a journal, right? So you need the exact photocopy of that document to be present in the court, and that is what a true printout is. You go to SCC Online, you click on the Supreme Court judgments, you'll get the true printout of each and every judgment coming in from the Supreme Court. Yes, you're also getting the true printouts from English law as well. Now we have law reports, that is from 1865 till date. We have weekly law report, BLR, all England reporter. So a UK content has been added into your database. Apart from the UK content, we have the foreign courts available. As you can see in the list, we have Bangladesh decisions, we have Botswana, Canada, Ghana, Kenya. So many foreign countries' courts have been added in this particular database with their data range as well. Apart from that, we have also added some new collection to the international materials. In the international materials, you can see all the international courts are coming in over here. I guess you must have heard about this name of ICJ or ICC, IMT. All those international courts are being covered in the software, and you can see the judgments coming in from those courts. So that is what you have on your hand whenever you are researching on SCC Online. But now again, as if we we are taking these things as on a basic level right now. So we will cover all those things in short basis with some basic features, and later on we'll cover some advanced features as well in this session. Now the main query is whenever we are using a legal research software just like this one, SCC Online, the main concern is that how can we find our best match or the best document which we are looking for in minimum time as possible? How can we save our time? How can we do the best research possible in less time? So for that, again, let me take you through with the features and all the different methods through which how can you save your time. Again, if you have any confusion, if you have any doubts regarding any feature which I'm showing currently, then you can simply use a chat box window. You can leave your comments over there, and I'll have a look up on them once I'm done with the session. So with that, let's log in and let's click on the, let's jump into the software. So this is the, we can see the dashboard. This is the login screen. This is not the login screen. This is the welcome page. This is the dashboard. Now over here, whenever you would like to research, by default, your personal favorite research assistant is your Google, right? You go to Google, you type in something, and you get the results from there. Now, Google is meant for everyone. Whenever you're doing your research, you need to exactly mention what all information you're looking for. Let's suppose on the Google, you're trying to find the latest judgment on the topic of defamation from Supreme Court of India. Now, many websites will come onto your results screen. On the first page or the second page will be giving you some results. But now, some of them can be a blog, some of them can be just an article, some of them can be just a short summary, but nothing is more solid proof which you can rely upon and which you can use in the code, right? So you know the research, but you just don't know the right way of how can you use those documents. Can you rely on any XYZ website in your case? No. In your profession, whichever document you are presenting to the court, that has to be an authentic document coming in from a reliable source, right? So for that, in order to cater all those problems, this SCC software has been designed. It gives you the judgment and it gives you the true printout as well, in case you're looking forward for a photocopy of how it was published in the books. Now let's take that same query of what we were searching on the Google. So we were searching for the latest judgment on the topic of defamation from Supreme Court of India. Once we come on to this website, how can we search for that same information over here? So for that, whenever you have a query or you have some few words to search upon, then what you can do is you can click on word search. Whichever tile which you see in the blue color are for you whenever you have an input to make. So you have word search, you have find case law by section, citation, party name, and many other tiles are being displayed over here. But whenever you would just like to browse through the information as if you're walking into your law library, then you can simply browse through the information from the My Library section, which we have it over here. So you have browse created topics, browse law reports, browse judgments, and many others. My main focus would be how can I save your time? How can I give you more and more methods onto your research window, right? Now we'll click on the word search and we'll take up that query now. So there you go. Now that query was regarding the defamation and that too the latest judgment from Supreme Court. So let me just write down that query real quick. So latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on the topic of defamation. There you go. Now again, the search methodology between the Google and SCC is same. You can do it like this.
থালার মতন বড় থাকে আর হাতগুলো একটু মোটা মোটা থাকে যখন তুই হোটেলে খেতে যাবি না তোর একটা ছোট্ট এরকম সারাশির মতন দেবে
I'm sorry for this. So we were talking about that same query. Let me just write that query over here real quick. Definition from India, right? Now, again, you can search it like this. Be my guest. You will be getting some results. But my suggestion would be that you're already working on a legal research software, which actually gives you the liberty or gives you some options, gives you some filters through which you can filter down your data. That simply means you need not to mention every minute detail of from which court you want your data from, or from which year, or whether it should be the latest or whether it should be the oldest. You need not to mention all those things. What you need to take care of whenever you're searching on SCC Online is the most important word of your query. And according to me, I believe the most important word of my query is defamation. That is the key to research in SCC Online. Keep it short and simple. Do not write your query as it is. Please filter down the information and look for the most important word of the query. Now I'll just delete the rest of the part. From here as well. And I click on the search bar. Now all the results, or we can say this word, would be searched in the entire database of SCC Online, that is 4.4 million documents. And now the best matches all the documents which contains the defamation word would be on my screen. The software has given me 9,000 results. Now these 9,000 results are coming in from different categories. Digest notes, judgments, acts, bills. Now it depends upon the researcher. It depends upon you, what exactly you're looking for. I'm looking for some judgments. I'll just go into the judgments. So now what you're looking for, I'm looking for the Supreme Court. You see that the only is following me whenever I hover my mouse or my cursor with any category. So I click on only, and that particular category will be selected. Now in the middle screen, in the middle column, some changes will be made, and only the Supreme Court documents are going to be displayed. As you can see, the first document is coming in from the year of 1985, and that to 29th of November. Second document is coming in from the year of 2015. So it is not in the order. In order to sort the data as per your order, as per your preference, you can click on this button, relevance. And there you'll see an option of oldest or latest first. So I'll click on latest first. And this is how I can filter on my data, and I'm getting a result for previous month, that was August. So there is a judgment from 10th of August 2021. Gemini Bay Transcription Private Limited versus Integrated Sales Services, so and so. And in this judgment, there should be a discussion of information. There you go. And this is how you do your search. Now, you must be wondering that I am not getting the head notes or anything like that, like the Supreme Court, or we can say SCC promising me that they will give it to me. So basically, this is as raw a judgment as you can get, because the head notes, or we can say the case summary, takes some time. So that process, or we can say the head notes are in the process right now. So once they are made, we will make it available, and you'll see the head notes right over here. Let me show you another example. So let me again click back to the relevance. And at that time, I guess head note was definitely be present. So there you go. This is any random judgment. And this is how you'll see the head notes coming in from the editors of Eastern Book Company. So these are the head notes. When you scroll down, this is where you can see the judgment of the court was delivered by. And this is where you can read the whole judgment if you want. Otherwise, you can read the head note and you will get a good idea of what the judgment is talking about. Now, I've said one more feature that is going to help you in the beginning. That was how to take a true printout. Now, true printout of a document is exactly the same photocopy of how this judgment was published in the SCC Online journal, right? So as this case was of 1985, and I quickly wanted to take a true printout, then all the toolbars, or we can say all the options, are going to be present over here. Starting from the right hand side, you have speaker button, which allows the machine to read the judgment for you. Then you have the floppy disk, that is the save icon. It will save the judgment for you in your machine. Then you have the email icon. Again, it's an envelope icon, and it will email the document to anyone. Then we have the print icon. In the print icon, we have the TP, the non-TP, and the non-TP with highlight. Now, what is TP? TP is true print. Non-TP, non-TP is non-true printout. So non-true printout is exactly the same what you're seeing on your screen right. Non-TP with highlight simply means whichever word you have searched would automatically be highlighted whenever you're taking a printout of that document. Now, let's click on true printout. So there you go. By clicking on that true printout, I have got one judgment which exactly looked like as the picture was taken from the journal itself. That is what the software is trying to offer to you, and that is very unique because that needs an exact photocopy of a journal. So we have our SCC journals, and that is why we have uploaded that information over here, and that is true printout for you. Again, there are some couple of features over here, but we'll talk about them in the later examples. So that was my first example to show you how a word search would act whenever you enter any particular keyword or any particular query. Let's go back. We'll click on this icon. That is the dashboard icon. And there you go. We're back on the same screen. Now let's take one more query. Now this time we are not going with the word search. We'll come back to the word search in my later example. This time I have a topic through which I wanted to check how many keywords or how many subtopics does it contain. For an example, I wanted to search something related to the arbitration category, but I'm really not sure what exactly I'm looking for because I'm not getting the right word to search. Do not worry. Come to find by topic. Click on find by topic, and it is exactly like words, almost similar to the word search, but it actually helps the member, helps the researcher. So you have topics and statutes list over here, and you have all the major topics of law on which a researcher would like to research. So you have administrative law, advocates, arbitration, armed forces, and everything. Let's click on arbitration. There you go. The following subcategories have now been opened, and now it would suggest you, or it will ask you, what exactly are you looking for? Arbitration, appointment of arbitrator, arbitration agreement, arbitration clause, arbitration conciliation net. Accordingly, you can just select it over here, arbitration clause. And now it will ask you what exactly or in which category you're looking this data. So do you want this to be searched everywhere, just like a word search? All right, let's click on search everywhere and click on go. So once we click on go, now it will act like a word search, and whichever document contains this word arbitration clause would be coming to me. So there you go. Arbitration clause has given us 21,000 judgments. However, in case we are only concerned about the digest notes, as you can see on your screen, some entries with the icon of D are coming in. Whenever you see the icon J, that simply means that is the full text of the judgment. That is the judgment which you're looking at. Digest note simply means that that is just one of the law point of that judgment. So which judgment it was? It was Elementa SA versus NACMF of India. And of that judgment, only one point of law has been presented to you, which includes all the words which you were looking for. Again, you can scroll down and you will get the whole judgment, that is Elementa SA versus so and so. You can click on the citation and it will be opened up in a new window. But that's not exactly we are looking for. We are looking for all the categories which we have got. So in the judgments category, we have 18,000 results. But if we look at the digest note category, then we have Supreme Court, Privy Council, and all of that. Let's click on Supreme Court only digest notes. 821. Now, as you can see it over here, all the digest notes are coming in. Just a second. And all of them also contains the same heading as arbitration. As you can see in the middle column, arbitration, arbitration, arbitration. Do we have anything apart from this arbitration? Yes, there is another type of judgment that is coming in with the account of contract and specific relief. So now the heading has been changed, right? Similarly, do we have something else? I guess not. Contract and arbitration are two things which have come up into my search. So this is a more wide search which you have made because it acted like a word search, and now you can filter down the information, whichever information you're looking for, right? Let's go back to find by topic and explore those rest of the options. We go back to the dashboard. We click on find by topic. And I guess we were into the arbitration category. So we'll go into the arbitration one more time. And it was arbitration clause. And now if I click on search in digest notes, it will only and only search in the digest notes, and it will not give me the judgments or any other category data which you were seeing earlier, right? Now, this time, let's change the example. Let's suppose I do not have any idea whether my word belongs to which category. So I could not simply click on the category and get the word, right? But I know my word now. So whenever you know what you're exactly looking for, but you do not know where this particular word falls in which category, again, there is a search option. So there you go. I have already done this search before as well. So I'll take this example, that is child custody. I click on find topic, and I've got two results in which child custody keyword we can say comes under. So we have conflicts and laws and private international law in which they discuss about the child custody, and also under the heading of family and personal laws in which they discuss about the child custody. Now, members, the difference is very simple. If you click on search in digest note, it will be search in both the categories, in the conflict and laws and in the family and personal laws. But if you click on search in headings and you choose either one of them, then only those digest note will be presented to you in which they are discussing only regarding the family and personal laws, not international law. So that has now become more focused search for you, that now you have the ability to see only digest note and digest note with only the headings I have selected. So there you go. You click on go, and again now you have saved a lot of time. And now what you're looking at is all the family and personal loss categories data. Again, if you have any confusion, you can use the chat box window and we'll have a look upon them once we are done with the session. All right, let's move forward. So we are going back to the dashboard. Now, what else and how else, what are the other methods and ways through which I can save my time? So I've already done some research on find by topic. Let's also discuss regarding this style, that is words and phrases. Words and phrases is a legal thesaurus, is a legal dictionary of SCC Online. And basically it gives you the legal meaning of a word. It is very beneficial for all the members who are in the first year. And it does not just give you the legal meaning coming out of Wikipedia or coming out of Google or any unreliable source. What it does is, if any judge has defined what is the meaning of XYZ word, then that information will be presented to you so that you can use that information in your personal case. So let's take a case over here. Let's take the word bias, right? So I'll type BIAS and I click on show. We all know what's the meaning of bias in our own language, but over here the software is giving me the legal meaning coming in from a particular judgment. Similarly, once we look at another paragraph, it is again giving me some information coming in from a particular judgment. That is how we include the information. But this information is not being included from a judgment. This is including from the Bolton Dictionary of Law, and that is why the abbreviation is being used as WHART, right? So whenever any information is available with regards to any judge who has defined the word, Bolton Dictionary of Law, or any statute who has defined that, which defines this particular word, then we include that information in words and phrases. So this is how you can see the meaning of any particular word which you're looking. Let's move forward. We again click on the dashboard. Now we have already covered find by topic, words and phrases. Now let's cover find by party. Now I guess members are going to get benefited from this particular tile, as find by party name is very simple to use, but it contains very valuable information in it, which is very hard to find. Now what is that? Okay, so we have clicked upon find by party name, and we have search by party name feature over here, and we also have search by famous case names. Under search by party name, we can select the code and enter the party name, but in search by famous case name, we need not to select the code and rather not to enter the party name as well. Then what does it take? So basically, whichever case which was there in the national media headline, for an example, Ayodhya case or Ram Janambhoomi case was one of the national media headline case, right? You just put in the headline and it will does the magic for you. Ayodhya case, find case, and the party name and the citation will be given to you. Now this has been done for a couple of more judgments which were there in the national media headline at that time. For the standard method, for the rest of the judgments, we can come to this option, that is search by party name. We click on this option to select the court, all jurisdictions, Supreme Court, High Court, or any other court. So it depends upon the researcher. If you know about the court, then it's fine. If you do not know from where this judgment was delivered, click on all jurisdiction. Click on that, and then you type in the party. Now over here, I can take up any party name. So let's take a party name. So I'm taking a case of A.K. Gopalan and then State of Madras. This is the party name which I remember. Now at any point of time, we are entering a party name and you do not remember the other party name, the respondent. Do not worry, you can still do your search. So click on the find case. And there you go. You are now going to get some results through which you can filter down the information as per the year. But in case you get some more information now, let's say from Supreme Court, now the results will be reduced accordingly. And now you can do your search, or you can pinpoint whichever case you're looking at. Looking at this 1950, I click on go, and this is how this 1950 case gets opened up, and I can do my case study on this particular case. Now, by this method, this is the most preferred method in which if you are looking for a case study on a particular case, this is the most preferred method for that. And why is that? Let me show it to you. So basically, this is a judgment of A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras. Most of you must have heard about this judgment as well. This case is pretty old, that is coming in from 1950. Now, in this case, we can see that there is an entry of digest note which says 231. It simply represents that in this case, there were 231 important points of law that were discussed. And for each and every point of law, we have made a separate entry in the form of digest notes. Right? As you can see on your screen, you're getting some digest notes. And once you click on any digest note, let me take some trusting one, just a second. Constitutional interpretation, these are all interpretation going on. Let's take this one, due process of law. Okay, let's take fundamental rights. This is good. So this was one of the point of law that was discussed in A.K. Gopalan. So the heading was constitutional law. It was a constitutional law matters in which they were discussing about the fundamental rights and not exhaustive under the constitution. All right. And the opinion which was coming in from Justice Mukherjee sir has now been written over here. You can read the opinion. Otherwise, you have to read the whole judgment. Then you need to check, okay, Justice Mukherjee sir had his opinion on this law point in this particular line or so. So this is how you need to, you can bypass your manual work and you can pinpoint of any information which you wanted to see. Now, this has been done for each and every law point. Once you click on any law point, you will get the full review of that law point on what's been talked about by different judges, right? Now, it is highly possible that whenever you're looking at a judgment which contains so many points of law, and that too, that judgment is very old, it is highly possible that judgment may have got overruled somewhere. Some of you also know that this A.K. Gopalan case has already been overruled in Kalpana Mehta case. But I would like to know on which point of law this case got overruled. I would like to pinpoint all that information over here. How can I do that? That is possible in SCC Online. You can simply see on which point of law it got overruled, and you can later on also see that where it was overruled. So till now, we have already completed the part in which we have seen how many law points are there. And by clicking on each one of them, we've got to see that which or whose judge's opinion have been included in this law point. Now we are moving forward to a next level. That is, how can we find whether this judgment contains any overruled law point or not? For that, I'm going with search within search result on the top left. I type overruled. I click on the search, and all the points of law of A.K. Gopalan case which got overruled will be right over here. So there you go. From 232, 8 points are not a good law anymore. I cannot cite 8 law points. And what are all those 8 law points are currently on your screen. Whichever document contains a red exclamatory mark just like this one simply represent that this law point is not a good law anymore and I cannot use it. Once we scroll down, I will also get this information that first it was overruled in state of Mysore versus R.B. Pidap, and later on it was overruled in Kalpana Mehta versus North India. All right, let's click on anyone else. Again, first of all, you'll see the heading, the opinion of the judges. Again, judge's opinion, scrolling down, and there you go. It was held overruled in Menka Gandhi case 1978, 2007, 2010. So you get a whole chronological data over here from oldest to latest, that in how many cases this A.K. Gopalan point got overruled. And this gives you a very good research angle whenever you are doing your case study on a particular case. Not only this, whenever you are reading a particular judgment, you also wanted to find all those cases in which your current case got relied upon or got followed in, or any other treatment which was given to that case. That is also possible by just a click of a button. You click over here, that is case reference, and this button is available for each and every document. You can click on it. And now, in whichever case this A.K. Gopalan got cited in as a precedent, you'll get all those results right on your screen. So it's just searching for all those cases in which A.K. Gopalan was used, and now some of the results on your screen. So over here we can see this was State of Bombay versus Atma Ram Sridhar. Let's click on next highlight. It was used under this paragraph, and what was the treatment? The treatment was A.K. Gopalan got relied on. If I click on anyone else, I will still get the same type of treatment by the same method. I click on next highlight, and there you go. A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras with some equivalent citations referred to. So relied on, referred to, followed, doing, distinguished. All the treatments depends upon the judgments, and these are all small points of law of a judgment. You can simply click and see what all treatment been given to A.K. Gopalan. So this is what you can expect while working on the software. You can get to see the overall part, and you can also get to see the case references. All right. What else and how can we save our time more? For that, let's go back to the dashboard. So we have already covered word search, find by topic, find by party name. Let me also cover this find by citation. Find by citation, I guess, those who are already using this software have been used this function before as well. But again, just a quick recap. In find by citation, you do not need to only type SCC citation. We also accept other journal citations. So as you can see, SCC, AIR, Income Tax Report, Excise Law Journal, Criminal Law Journal, KLT, Madhya Pradesh Law Journal, and many other journals are being covered over here. The list is huge. Now, whenever you would like to enter another journal citation number, for an example, AIR, you just click on AIR, you enter the series number, or you can say the citation number, click on get citation, and it's very simple. Now, the software is looking for the judgment with this citation, but our software will again give you the best match coming in from the SCC citation. So there you go. In case you wanted to note down the SCC citation, it's 2010 to SCC 9. Now again, this is the head note which was made from the paragraph of 16 to 18. This is the B part of the head note which was made from the paragraph of 18, 25, 9 to 12, and all those information are being given to you. And these all cases were cited in this case and the treatment given to those cases. So all of this information is readily available even before the judgment starts. Judgment starts from here, but again, the valuable information keeps going on from the page 1 itself. Now, whenever you're reading the head note, you also tend to see that there's been some discussion regarding the act and their section. In case you quickly wanted to refresh the knowledge, then you can simply click on the act. It will open the whole act for you. Either you can click on a particular section and it will open only that section for you. Whichever is suitable, you can do that. And that is how you can read that particular act. Oh, sorry, section. Let's go back to the dashboard. This is find case law by section. Find case law by section allows you to search for the judgments on particular section of law. For an example, if you're looking for NI Act section 138, Negotiable Instrument Act section 138, then you need to type the name of the act over here. So negotiable, here you go, Instrument Act 1881. And now I'm scrolling down to a particular section that was 138. 138. And now I will click on the go button and it will give me all those judgments in which there was a discussion of NI Act section 138. That is how I do my research. Now, let's move forward to one more section that is called the library section, which is also very useful because we also need to save some time for the question and answers round. So we'll go back to the dashboard now. And we have almost covered every tile of this research plus. We'll go back to the word search later on, and we'll discuss more examples on that in the later part. Now let's jump into the library portion. In the library portion, just like I've said that it is as similar as if you are walking into your law library of DU. Now, whenever you wanted to browse some information, you can surely come and explore this particular tile. It contains some fantastic information over here. Now, first one, which is my personal favorite, is browse curated topics. Browse curated topics works in a very simple fashion. It basically gives you the big headings over here made by the editorial team. And from those big headings, you are going to get all the information in one place. For an example, corporate and commercial law is my personal favorite topic on which I do the research, right? So I click on that. And now corporate and commercial law would also contain some subcategories in it, like aviation law, banking finance, corporate law, and many other categories would fall in. Now, again, it depends upon me. What exactly am I looking for, right? So let me just load up. So take some time. There you go. So aviation law, banking finance, competition law, everything is over here. Now, I click on competition law, for example. It has given me the statutory law of competition law. It has given me the rules and regulations, notifications, case laws, and articles. It is up to me what exactly I'm looking for. So if I'm looking for the statutes, I click on the statutory law. What I was expected was the Competition Act, but the Competition Act is not over here. Is it? No. There is the Competition Act, but it lies in the last because that is the full act which you can always find in the competition law. However, you are also getting some other sections as well from different acts. What do they represent? So basically, if any act and any section is somewhat related to the Competition Act as well, then surely we include that section over here. So for an example, Electricity Act Section 79 talks about competition law or related to the competition law. That is why it's being included over here. So you're getting your homework done by the software that apart from just the Principal Act, what all other sections are being related to the competition law or whichever category you select, you are getting all that information over here. So that is how you can find that information. Apart from the statutory law, you have rules and regulations over here. You have notifications, circulars, and instructions over here. And hand-picked important judgments are coming in over here. So only handful judgments will be there, but these are all very important judgments on the account of competition law. Again, it works in a very simple fashion. In case you want to save it, click over here, email it, print it, everything works in very easy manner. Now that was my personal favorite tile, browse curated topics. Let's move forward. I guess there's been just one feature which I got just missed out. That was how to copy. So in case if you're looking at a judgment like this one, in order to copy, first of all, you cannot copy the head note part because that's the copyright material. Also, you cannot copy the digest note again because that's been made by the editors. But you can certainly copy the text of the judgment. So if you can scroll down, you get the text of the judgment. This was an order. And once you click on any particular paragraph, or we can say this notepad, let me zoom in out for you. So there you go. Now I have zoomed in. You can see there's a notepad icon. I single click on the notepad icon. I do that again, and I do that again. There you go. And now I will click on this icon that is called Smart Copy, and all these three paragraphs will be opened up in a new window through which I'll be able to copy it. And that is how you do your smart copy. Now let's move forward. Dashboard. All right, so that was browse related topics. Browse law reports and browse judgment by courts works in the same fashion. Whenever you have you wanted to just browse through the volumes of data of different law reports, you can do that. Otherwise, if you know the date of decision of any particular judgment, and you also know from which court it was delivered, you can come to this style. You can get the data from the date itself. Let's move towards browse acts and rules. Browse acts and rules give you the option to read the COI, Constitution of India, to give you the option to read the Central Act, Central Notification, State Act, State Notification, and also some foreign acts because your university has subscribed to international content as well. Now let's click on Central Acts and Rules. Now in the Central Acts and Rules, whichever act which is being commonly used in the court have been kept over here. The rest of the acts have been aligned in the alphabetical order. We can click on any one of them. Let's take Contract Act for the example. We click on Contract Act. The whole act will be populated on the right hand side. Now, if you're thinking like, how can I save the whole act again? It works in a very simple fashion. You can click on the save icon and this whole act will be saved onto your machine. Now, what's new? Because this again is the same information we can get from different paid acts website. What's new is, let me show it. This is the language of the act, Contract Act, and this is the starting of the act, right? This is not included in the original information. This is something new. All right, let me scroll down. Again, some extra blue color information is coming out. So what are these? So basically, these are the editorial remarks or editorial inputs on each and every section of whichever act you read, preferably central acts. By this information, what they're trying to represent that there are some important judgment on this particular section. So basically, on the section of number 3 of Contract Act, there is an important judgment on the account of acceptance of offer, and that judgment name is National Textile. National. I couldn't even pronounce it. My tongue just got twisted. So sorry for that. And then we have a citation over here. Then if we scroll down to any other section, let's say, for example, yeah, this one looks good. Acceptance must be absolute. So over here, we can see this is the original information, and then we have the blue color information coming in from the editorial. Again, there are important judgment on different topics. One is on conditional offer, one is of sub salentio, acceptance, offer and acceptance, and many more. Again, it depends upon the researcher, and he or she can click upon the citation. Now, this paragraph which you are seeing over here, before you click on the citation, this paragraph has not been made by us. It's been directly taken from the judgment. So we give you the judgment extract, and with that, we also give you the citation, which further allows you to open the whole judgment. This is how you open the judgment, and now I can close it. So that was something new, which can help you whenever you are reading these sections of a particular act. Let's move forward. Browse articles. Students are going to appreciate this style a lot because it contains the articles from different universities. As you can see, you have law review journals, blogs, reports, collected essays, typo law lectures. Let's click on law review journals. There you go. You wanted some articles from a legal law journal, CPJ, Dhaka, and then GNLU, HNLU, and then many other renowned journals are over here. Now, either you can go by the volume number or the, we can say university name, or you can click on this filter icon, and it allows or it gives you the option to search for the topic. So which topic are you actually looking for? I was looking for, yeah, let's say climate change. Do I have something on that? Yes, certainly you have something on that as well. So let's take Journal of Law Development in Politics. Okay, let's click on this one. This is coming in from GJLDP, and this is how I can read the whole article. Right, very good enough. Now I can move forward. Now we have browse secondary materials. Browse secondary material consists of bills in parliament, constitutional documents, historical trial, policy documents, and reports of commission and committees. Now let's talk about the bills in parliament now. Bills in parliaments would further contain the bills which got introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or got passed by Rajya Sabha. It also consists of the constitutional documents, which is going to be really very important for the first year members, which further has Constituent Assembly debates. Constituent Assembly debates, I've already given you the description of this, and this is how you can open this category. You have all the 12 volumes and a bonus information over here, that is the index. Now, in the index, you have the conversion table. Now, what conversion table are we looking at? So we have a table over here which says COI to draft article. So this is the draft article on the left hand side, and this is the current article or the current Constitution of India's article. Now, at the time of the discussion, it was considered as number 1, but later on, it was changed to number 2. Similarly, if we look at our famous Article 141, then that was considered as 117 or at that time. That was not 141, that was 117. And on which date they made their decision? On 27th of May 1949. And if you go to any volume according to the date, you'll find that information. So again, it gives you a whole perspective of how an article got changed, got introduced, and what was the idea behind bringing any particular article. Very important information for first year students and other members as well. Now, let's move forward to a different tile. Then we have browse treaties. I'll just skip that because it contains only the bilateral and multilateral treaties with India. Then we have moot court resources, just like I've discussed this earlier as well. Moot court resources gives you the mooting problem, the best memo, and the winner team memo. So let's see, do we have something over here? Let's click on GNLU. All right, 2020. There you go. So from GNLU, we've got the problem. There you go, moot problem. Then you have best memo from the complainant and respondent. There you go. And the winner team memo from the complainant and respondent. There you go. So that is how we can get the whole idea, and we can say we can make our own tactics and strategy by looking at other moot court compendiums and the memos submitted by them. Talking about the compendiums, I guess we should also cover that important aspect of today's session. That is, how can you make a compendium with the help of SCC Online software? Whenever you're making a compendium or say case compilation, it needs a manual intervention. And if the documents are, let's say, running into 10, 20, or 30, then it can take up a lot of time. Over here, whenever you are making a compendium, it will hardly take 1 or 2 minutes. And again, it would be identical as if you have made it manually. So let's take a look. We go to Browse Dashboard. And now let's do a word search, right? So let's do a word search, and from there we'll be able to make a compendium. Now let's take a query so that we can cover that part as well. For an example, I would like to see some cases on Workmen Compensation Act 1923, in which the employee died due to heart attack while working or while doing his or her service, right? So first of all, I would like to write my query over here, and then I can filter down the information. So I was looking for Workmen Compensation Act 1923, in which the employee, or we can say, got a heart attack and died on the spot. Now his family is looking for the compensation. So the case is that whether they should give the compensation to the employee's family or whether it was the fault of the employee, right? So that is what we are looking for. However, when we are framing the query, it seems like I do not have that much capacity to write all the query over here. So that is why I need to filter down some information. So what I can do is I can simply type the act name. I can also type the reason of his death, that was heart attack. I can search it like this. Yes, I can do my search. However, I would like to inform you that whenever you are doing a search and your search contains a legal phrase, such like this is a medical phrase, medical terminology to be precise, that is heart attack. A legal phrase can be an act, a full name of the act, or it can be like res judicata, it can be local standi, it can be public interest litigation. So what exactly are we looking at over here? So whenever we are using some legal phrases or medical phrases, or let's say any random phrase, we need to enclose them in double inverted commas, just like I've done it over here. This is an international practice which works on other search engines as well. And by this method, the software will understand that you are looking for heart attack to be searched as a phrase and not two individual words. Similarly, we are looking for this act name to be searched as it is and not 1, 2, 3, and 4 individual words. And that is how I do my search. And I click on the search bar and I will get some good results over here, which will give me the possibility of compensation. So there you go. All the results are coming over here. Let's see. Do we have this one? Worksman Compensation Act 1923, Section 3313V 4A 43, death of an employee by attack. No evidence of prior history of heart ailment held that the death should be considered to be accidental. Held further that prayer for imposing penalty without for any prayer before the commissioner cannot be allowed first time. Again, this is helping me in somewhat way. I can open up this particular judgment by clicking on this icon, and this whole judgment I can leave it over. So this is how you customize your query. So that was an example of how you can do your phrase search. There can be many examples, but let's take another example now. Now, for an example, if I'm looking for some cases in which I'm trying to find a question that is, can delay in promotion can also be considered as a breach of fundamental right? Can delay in promotion be considered as a breach of fundamental right or not? Again, I am asking some question to the software. That is not what recommended over here. What recommended is that you focus on your query and then you type only the main words which you think your query contains. So I guess fundamental right is one of the words which is very prominent over here. Fundamental right, I can type it like this. And there was delay in promotion, right? I can type it like this. Now, fundamental right and rights, or it can be anything. It can be delayed, it can be delayed, it can be delaying, it can be anything. So what to do in that scenario? So for an example, you're not sure whether it was delay or any other, we can say derivative of that word. Then for that, you can put asterisks, right? So delay, delayed, delays, and delaying. Both of all these words will be included just by putting an asterisk over it. So that is, again, you can use it in your query. And let me now frame that query again. Fundamental. Okay. And then I was also typing in for the promotion. Now I want these three words to be searched in my results. So again, I can search it like this, but I'm looking a more focused search over here in which I would like to find all these three words to fall in the same sentence. So I would put in near in. Near will make sure that these words are going to appear in the same sentence, and that is how they're going to make a meaning out of it. So let's see. Do we get some results there regarding this or not? So there is a legal business news document which has just opened onto my screen that is coming in from the High Court, and it says that delay in the promotion violates the fundamental right under Article 16 of the Constitution. And which case it was? It was Shakti Chand Dogra versus State of Himachal Pradesh. Again, if you think it's helping you, good enough. Otherwise, you can move to a different case. Next highlight. The right to be considered for promotion in time is a fundamental right as distinct from a right to promotion not being a fundamental right. Procedure legal. Again, this is not what I was looking for. So now you need to do some of your own research and you need to check what exactly I'm looking for and which document is the best match for me. And with that, once you have found out that information, I recommend you to go to the find by citation or find by party name to get the judgment and also to get the digest notes along with the judgment. Right? So there can be many other searches which we can do, but let's also focus upon another type of a search, not search, the feature which SCC offers, that is compendium. So now I'm just typing in any random search over here, that is just murder. And now what I'm trying to see over here is that there will be different kinds of documents coming in for the murder. And now my purpose over here is to make a compendium of 5 judgments and 3 digests. That is what I'm trying to do. So how can I do it? So I've got around 1 lakh results coming in from murder. And now I have these options available. I will filter down the data. I have Supreme Court option available. I'll click on Supreme Court category. And similarly, I will check mark this digest note. So this will also be selected. So now digest notes and judgments are in the same screen. Right. So now let's take this judgment. Now, how to make the compendium is very easy. First of all, you need to create an online folder. You click on this icon and it will create an online folder with your respective login ID. So I'll just create a new folder with the name of the university. I click on change folder, new folder. University folder. Click on OK. That is how I have created a folder and I've copied a file into that folder. Okay. Now let's go to a different judgment. Click on the folder icon again. Tell university. There you go. Same method applies for the rest of the documents. Digest notes. Okay. Second digest note. Okay. Now let's see, do we have any judgment which also contains the, we can say head note. So let's say oldest first. Oh, that has become. Let me reset it. I'll do it again. Supreme Court only. All right. Relevance would be the good one. All right. 1962. 60, 70. Yeah, there you go. So we got the head note because we started publishing in from the year of 1969 onwards. Again, folder icon. 28. Again, folder icon. And there you go. So I have successfully added 2 files which didn't contain the head note, 2 files which contained the head note, and 2 files which were just digest notes. So mix of all of them. Now I will go to this screen, that is my client sessions. I will click on my folders and I will click on view folders. Once I click on that, it will give me my own folder containing 6 different files. I can select all of them by clicking on the result list. And now it depends upon me which document I want or I want to exclude. I want all of them. And now I will click on this action bar. And I will click on this last icon, that is create case compilation. I click on it. And now the things are very smooth. The software will now ask me what should be the sequence of the documents. So I want this 2017 or the latest one to be in the last. 2017, go to last. There you go. 2016, 2013, 2010, 1970 to be on the top, and then 1998. Page size A4 or legal, A4 should be good, and click on. That is all you need to do. Your compendium is ready to be made according to your network speed. So yeah, it should be made within 10 to 15 seconds. There you go. Software is processing the information And first of all, the software will give you the table of contents according to the judgment's ending pages. So this judgment ends on the page number 4, and the second judgment starts from page number 5. This judgment ends at page number 6, and this judgment starts from page number 7. That is the index that's been already made by the software. This is purely editable. Whichever paragraph, whichever line number you wanted to use it over here, you can do that. If you wanted to add an image, if you're representing your university, you can do that. Click on save, and it will be saved just like that. Next lot of documents would give you the true printout of each and every document you have selected. Yes, for a couple of documents which does not contain a true printout, for that, non-true printout would be given to you. So there you go, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and that is how it works. If we go far below, then we'll see these are the digest notes, and that is why they do not have any true printout with them. Number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, and this is how you can do it. You can download individually, or you can download in a bunch, and you can present it in a group. That is how you make a compendium. And yes, so with that, I guess most of the information had been covered. Mr. Chetan sir, Mr. Ajay, do you would like to add something more?
Hi, Mohit, just joined in a bit late. So I believe the YouTube was going live, and YouTube was not a lot of members have been joining YouTube.
All right.
I think you have covered a lot of things. I missed out in between, so I don't know what all has been covered.
We have covered Research Plus, My Library, Compendium.
It's okay. I think let's give an opportunity to the students to ask the questions.
Yes.
And if the students don't have a lot of questions, then what we can do is we get into the research part. Again, I can some of the examples. Let's read the chats. We've been getting a lot of chats. So
all right. Yeah.
So how can you print or make PDF more than 100 pages through this site? I think this is respect to the compendium feature. Is that correct, Mohit?
I guess. I believe yes.
Who says that you cannot make PDF of more than 100 pages? You can make. I have recently made, I think, 870 pages PDF. I'll certainly do that. Pradyuman, you guys, you have such a unique name. I never even, it takes some time for a moment to read the name. So I'm going to refer you. I'm going to address you as Mr. or Miss Ashura. You can unmute yourself. Can they unmute themselves?
Let me allow just a second.
No worries. I think I'll allow it. No worries. I've done that.
Okay.
So okay. So could we get this person over the audio? Pradimana Mishra.
Yeah, they have the ability to unmute themselves now.
Yeah, now they have their boost. Okay, in the meantime, he or she is coming online. Email ID for remote access ID is this. Okay, I don't know about so IP option isn't available on website. Do we get that option? Okay. So
for the remote access, sir, the university is still on the discussion phase.
I know. That's what I was coming to. So, Mr. Akshay Jha, the concern is that right now there is nothing, there's no system in place wherein we can connect you to the server of your university while you're sitting at your home or your hometown or anywhere else.
Wait. I'm Bhavna Vashish from Central Library, University of Delhi. I would like to add something here that university is providing remote access to the databases subscribed by the university. And for that, I have written in the chat box that you can write an mail to that email ID. So through that, you would be authenticated as a user and can access the database.
Perfect. So remote access at duls.du.aci.
The email ID is remoteaccess@duls.du.ac.in, and in the meanwhile, I have received lots of requests for the remote access ID.
That's why it's always better to have someone professional who knows the job in the meeting rather than be assuming things. Thank you, Bhavna ma'am, for helping us answer this question and also helping the students. Thank you. So you heard it from ma'am. You have access.
I put in the chat again. Yeah, for that.
Have access problem. You can send out an email. Email is already in the chat, so you can go through the chat and send an email over. How can one join SCC? You don't join SCC. It's a software. You use the software, right? It's not a short service commission. Okay? It's not SSC. It's SCC. If the question is about how we can access SCC, then I think we can quickly go through it one more time. And Mohit, if you can just do that one more time. In the meantime, I'll just take some more questions.
Yeah. You want me to cover the login process?
Yeah, please do the login process once.
Yeah, absolutely.
Naveen, you have a question: is the Income Tax Act and GST Acts available? And is it updated till date? The answer is yes. And not only for this, it is the answer for all the acts. All the acts are available, all central acts are available over here. And they are updated as on date.
Sure.
Talking about, ma'am.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think students, it would be useful for the students if we can demonstrate them how to log in through the remote access. Is it possible
to give us the access, or you can share your screen?
What I'm doing is, Mohit, I'm sending you an email sharing my login and ID. You log in through that and show to the students. I'm doing it in a while.
Sure, ma'am.
So, so what we'll do is we'll put this on a hold for a moment. Once you, Mohit, once you have it, please, we'll then show the entire process. It makes sense. Mohit, stop sharing your screen because we don't want to share ma'am's ID and password. Let's take another question. Okay, Ashutosh, you are talking about internship. So yes, we do have internships. It's during the month of May and June. But we take very handful of people. It's usually a single-digit number, around 5 or 6. And that will not be in Delhi. That'll be in Lucknow office. That's first. Second, the number is too less because in SCC, the directors or the editorials, they take very keen interest in the internship project. So they are actively involved. Now, I'm sure this question would have a follow-up question, so I'll answer it beforehand. How can you, apply for internship? So for that, you can write an email to Miss Bhumika Indolia. I'm sorry. I'll write her email ID in the chat. Bhumika.Indolia@ebcpublishing.in. So I've written the email address. Don't spam this email ID. Okay, write an email. Check first thing you should check that I'm applying to do an internship, or I intend to do an internship with SCC Online. What is the process? Reach out to her. She'll give you all the details and let you know. Okay. Okay, Naveen, you have a question. Another question that you're using a taxman database, and is it possible to tell positive over SCC over taxman? See, it's very specific domain that we are talking about. Taxman, like it's for tax research, like you mentioned as well. Similarly, if you talk about SCC, SCC has separate sections of journals, segments of journals. One is SCC, which has everything, and is SCC Civil, then SCC Criminal, SCC Education series, and so on and so forth. So when they are talking about something specific, they have everything related to that. They have the database which surrounds that particular topic. But if you're talking about, do we have tax cases? Do we have enough tax cases? We do have it. Not only from from our publication, but from also our partner publication. And I can show you once Mohit reshares the screen. I will request him to show him all the areas where we are getting the tax databases. In the meantime, what you can do is you can go to the website and click on data coverage. Data coverage is do a control F and search for tags. You'll get the list of the. Okay, how to check the follow-up for a particular case, that whether it has gone for appeal or to a higher court or not. Great, it's a very, very valid question. It makes a lot of sense. See, what we do is if you're doing a search with the help of party name, let me share my screen and get this going. Moin, once you receive the ID, please let me know. I'll accordingly.
Yeah, I've received the ID. I'm just trying this procedure, and then I'll share my screen and redo it one.
So, yeah, so one way to figure it out if your case has been gone for the appeal or not is the appeal number, the case number that you have. So every case, I'm sure you know that there's a petition number, there's a appeal number, there's this and that. And even when it goes to the higher court, it will always say that this is arising out of, this is SLP or split petition or whatever it is, from the lower court to the higher court. So you can search with that. Let me give you an example for that. That's one way of doing it. But I think this question was of Naveen or someone else. If your case is of the district high court and you have been challenged to the Supreme Court and it's just been challenged, it has not been decided, there is no way you can get that information from SCC. And I think not from SCC, from any legal research software, you cannot get that information. Till the time the Supreme Court judgment doesn't get decided, you'll not have that name coming over.
Yeah, so I got the procedure here now, sir.
Just a minute, Mohit. I'll just complete this example and then we'll go further.
Sure.
The second way, if you want to see this, your case has been referred, has been challenged in the higher court. One way is you can go to find by party name, and you can say all jurisdiction, which I'm sure Mohit has shown you, and you can write the party name. It will show you both the courts, lower court, the high court, and the Supreme Court as well. Both the cases will come over. Otherwise, what you can also do, like I was saying earlier, every case has a, this criminal appeal number or civil appeal number or whatever. You can pick these up. It says criminal appeal number 1986 of, let's not the complete one, but it's like a fresh one. That means, and so this is rising out of 334 or 3375 or 1994. So all you have to do is you just go back, you write SLP. You want to write criminal, you want to write criminal, but otherwise just write SLP near 334, 3374 near 111994 and start search. You'll get the same judgment available over here. And because this is the lower court citation, so when it goes to the Supreme Court, you still have this arising out of businesses. This will also be there, so you can search it. But the bottom line remains the same. That case that you have challenged in the Supreme Court has to have reached the finality. And we also do one more thing, which I can show you. When we received an order from the Supreme Court and is reversing the High Court order, see if it's upholding it, the decision of the High Court has been upheld by the Supreme Court, then there is nothing that you can do. It is not even relevant to you. But let's suppose the decision has been reversed. Then what you can expect from us? What I'm searching is not important. What I'm going to show you, please focus on that. Let's search quickly and let me go to the High Courts only. Now, the moment you see this, it says Manoj Suresh Jadhav and others versus State of Maharashtra case was in the 2017 in the High Court, but it was reversed in Manoj Suresh Jadhav versus State of Maharashtra in the Supreme Court. So we put this in above the High Court judgment itself. Okay, but again, same thing. We can only put this once the case has been reached finality. I think this was your main concern, how to figure it out if your case even is right or not. See, Lalita Bai versus State of Maharashtra, and this is the same one. Go to the next one. Similarly, this can also happen. Now this case of Lakshman Hamandas Lalwani versus Registrar was not challenged in the Supreme Court, but some other judgment of the Supreme Court had reversed what they have said. You ask for one, I'm giving you something more on that account. Yeah. Mohit, you can now share.
Members, so first of all, you need to visit to your university portal, that is crl.du.ac.in, and you'll land up onto this page. So make sure you first of all go to this particular link, that is crl.du.ac.in, and I'll put that in the chat later on. Over there, you'll see DU remote login over here where my cursor is, and you click over here. Now it will open up the remote login page in which it will ask you to put in your login ID and a password. I guess for the login ID and password, Ms. Bhavna ma'am, they need to contact you for that, right?
Yes.
Yes, right on that email ID, which we have, which I have shared with you in the chat box. Then we'll authenticate that you are a student or you're associated with the university. Then we'll issue you a user ID and password.
Yeah. So I guess you need to contact Ms. Bhavna ma'am via email ID, which has been mentioned in the chat box to this. Okay. I've already logged in with Ms. Bhavna ma'am's credentials. That is why it is showing me logout option. Now, once you're logged in the remote login area, then you go to subscribe resources and you will locate SCC Online from there. So you will scroll down and there will be SCC Online written over there. You click onto that, and now from there SCC Online will open up. So make sure you are not going with scconline.com because that would not work. You are going first of all in your library portal with Delhi University Library System. This is the URL for that. You click on remote login by clicking on this icon. You enter your remote login ID and password given by Ms. Bhavna ma'am. And then you click on SCC Online and you will get the IP login feature over there. Once you get the IP login feature for the new members, for the members who are using this software for the first time, they need to click on register here and put in your login ID. That needs to be your campus email ID. So I'll just put in my login ID and my full name, and that is all. I click on register and login.
To add here one thing here, that it need not to be an institutional email ID. Even your Gmail ID or another ID would also work here. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
If they want, they can use their personal email ID.
We can do, you can do this all by yourself. Registration is completely simple, and you don't need anyone's help on that. I'm going to take another question from the chat. Someone is asking what is the password of the email. Please reach out to your IT personnel. He or she can help you with that. So may I know why am I unable to find judgment related to IPR cases and ICJ and ICC judgments? What are you searching for, Bhaskar? There's another question which we can add up in the same example. How to find relevant cases related to any problem which can be applied to that problem. I think it is, Pooja, this just when you're doing a research, you read about it and then you get the relevant things which are also being discussed with it. I'll give you one example of such. Empty formality theory. It's a concept which is used in the code. Now, if you search for empty formality theory, you'll only get 8, 10, 15 results. But then in those 15 results, if you start reading, you'll also understand that there are a lot of times this particular word empty formality is also used as useless formality. So you go back, you write useless formality or the empty formality. You'll be surprised from the results of 8 and 9, the jump would be of 800 numbers. So if you're searching for a topic, search a topic, start reading. Once you start reading, you understand that what all topics are relevant to that topic. Then you start research. That's what the research is all about. You cannot get all the topics relevant to one topic in one stream. That is not that's not how it works in the research works. Mohit, you can give an answer to that question of judgments of IPR related to IPR. So okay, just write. No, Mohit, word search. So we're talking about ICJ, we're talking about ICC. So we have those jurisdiction anyways. But if you're working, if you're thinking that I'm looking for specific to intellectual property, then for intellectual property you might be going for WIPO. WIPO is for the intellectual property, not ICJ and ICC in particular. But Mr. Mohit, just write intellectual property. And put a phrase search, and you can just go with this. Start search. See, ICJ is not International Court of Justice; it's a permanent court of justice. Something like that. Naam uska alag hai thoda sa. Or just go to judgments, plus sign of judgments, and go to international courts. And please scroll down. So there's the one, third last, permanent, no, third last. Or just taking the cursor on this permanent court of arbitration. It's not the one. This is not the one. It's for arbitration. So probably ICJ and ICC. See, that's what I'm saying. ICJ and ICC would not be even discussing about these things. WIPO is the special court which takes care of intellectual property cases at the international level. So if you're going in the wrong, jurisdiction and looking for something, it's like you're going for a tribunal, let's say NGT, right, which is about environment, pollution, everything, and you start looking over there for tax cases. You do not find it. That doesn't mean that software doesn't have it. The journal is not publishing it for you. They don't. It's not their domain of publishing. So WIPO is the one for intellectual property. Go to WIPO, and you get Mr. Mohit. Please click on WIPO. Someone has asked a question from Manupatra, though it's beyond my purview, but I'll answer it. The similar way you access SCC Online to your e-portal, your library, e-library. Similarly, there was Manupatra entry also over there, and you can click on M and you'll open the Manupatra resource. Okay, that's how it's going to be.
I would like to add one thing here. For Manupatra, you need to register. You need to have your email ID registered on their platform. So for that, you need to send a request on the same email ID that would be registered on the platform of the Manupatra. Although we have done bulk registration in the beginning, taking data from the law center office. So if some students are left and they are not able to log in, they can send a request there. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you've been coming to our rescue. I think. Thank you so much for this. But yeah, so I think you got the answer for that. And the good part is, Kunal and other members who are asking these questions, get these things done right now. Don't if something is going wrong and if something is not working, don't shove it under the carpet, because this will come back to you and in much bigger form. And after a year, if you reach out to Bhavna ma'am and say that, oh, my Manupatra, my SCC Online is not working and it's been a year, she'll help you, but I'm sure that will just not go well. So if you're having some challenges right now, ask, get this rectified, get this started. You might use it tomorrow, you might not use it, but get things in a working condition, in a workable condition. Let's see if you have any question that I missed out in the chat. How to find relevant cases? Email, YouTube. Please tell one more time. Access to IP. So I think Karthik, we have already shared the how to log into IP. That has been answered. IP login is not coming. We've also answered that. Okay, I think the rest of the question has already been answered. For the question member had that, do we have income tax, do we have GST tax and all? You can also do that. You can go to, again, Mohit, can you go to Browse Acts? And in the Browse Acts, we can show you the list of all the acts. Now, it might come overwhelming for you that, there's a, please click on Central Acts once. Thank you. Now you can see there are around 10 to 15 acts to mention on the top. The rest are alphabetically arranged. That doesn't mean that you have to go through it. You have seen this particular picture. I'm going to talk about how you can look for something that you're looking in specific. There's a filter, there's a funnel icon on the top right. Just write income tax and start search. This way you'll get your income tax feature. Sanjay sir, good evening. We're meeting for the third time.
Good evening. Good evening. Different sessions. In fact, my other session got cancelled. So I thought maybe I'll also say hello to Bhavna ma'am and other members, young learners in this session. Sorry for intruding at this time, but question and answer, I think session is the best session where I think students are testing us for whatever we know. So thank you, Bhavna ma'am, for helping us in between. Most of the time, I think the complex queries are being answered by Bhavna ma'am. So I was listening all that.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. It is
Thank you
like
for,
it was a long pending from many of the students, and I felt there is a need for the training session. So I took a step and arranged this, and I think it will help students.
I'm sure we can have more of these sessions, ma'am. In fact, it is just the beginning. In case students have curiosity, we have all the time. We have all the time. We would like to spend more time with those members who would want to actually solve all their inquisitiveness, because there is so much to learn from this portal and the other portals. In fact, in the current challenging time when we cannot access the physical libraries, Chetan, I think in the beginning and the other members have already mentioned that we have such a huge depository of information, more than 40 lakh cases. And in case if you count the number of volumes, about 15,000 volumes library is there in SCC itself. And I guess you have, these are published volumes. I'm not talking about the Bare Acts, Constitution Assembly debates, or in fact, other law commission reports or tribunals and commissions, etc. We are talking about only the library that we have taken from our own SCC Online, SCC, Supreme Court cases, and other periodicals that we have covered in this. So about 15,000 volumes library is already presented in the digital form to these young learners. This is a great help. The entire statute, central statute library is available, state statutes library is available. So now the information is available for asking. The magic lies in reaching to the choice of information in the shortest possible time. So these sessions are highly optimization session. Information is available. Information is available on SCC platform and other platforms as well. The only difference between SCC and the other platform is the authenticity and the reliability factor. In fact, most of the people already know that reliability factor will be higher because the data which is taken here is taken from various publishers. About 100 publishers from India and international publishers are joining hands to give content on this platform. So including all those series, the information actually becomes about 15,000 volumes of published information, which is already available in the court systems in India and also internationally. So having this kind of thing on hand, which is going to be used while they will actually be practicing in the court systems or maybe into some corporate house where they will be actually using those volumes and the information resources. So what better arrangement Delhi University can make that you are now having the access to all such fantastic tools right now while you are still learning the nuances of law. So finding the information in shortest possible time is the key. How can you master that, and how soon you can in fact prepare yourself for the next case or maybe next arbitration. So all of that I think will be a great preparation now in case you make yourself an expert in this. This is going to change the spectrum of the future years. So welcome to legal profession.
I
This
request to share the email ID in case students have some queries and they would like to write, for their
sure,
query.
ma'am, sure, ma'am. Chetan, please share.
He's doing that. So Rohit has already shared on the screen. So numbers are available, contact details are available.
I think members can
I
take a
think
picture of
you
this.
are gonna to have you will have lots many calls now.
No, it's
One thing,
always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to speak with the young members, and their inquisitiveness makes us happy. Uh, more the queries, we are more happy because at least then there is some kind of engagement in progress. If there are no questions, we will not assume that everything is all right. We will assume that nobody is using it.
so there's a question I would like to answer that has
Hmm.
come twice. Would you be able to get SCC Online after you graduate from Delhi University? It is actually your choice. You want to buy it, you buy it. You don't want to buy it, you don't buy it. But this license will only be for the students while you are a student in Delhi University. You get the access. Beyond that, you'll be making a lot of money. You can afford it by yourself.
Chetan has already predicted that you will be affluent the moment you will step into practice, and you will say just like that. Okay, I'll take one subscription of SSC, one for Manupatra, and other subscriptions as well.
Yeah, we have seen it, sir. I think we have seen people. See, personally, I've been training. I've been working with SSC from 10 years. Sir has been here from past 20 years, and sir have seen members who were, who have from one place they have now become the Supreme Court judges and chief justices as well. So things change. Work people who have caliber, they would have not one software, would have all softwares. I think that's how it.
One thing I can clearly, in fact, say that before I had joined this company in 1996, it's almost 25 years now. I was myself not very clear about the way Indian Constitution works, the way Indian government works. But now, when I meet people from ordinary background reaching to the highest seat of the court systems, in fact, I still remember in fact, early days in Eastern Book Company in 1995-96 when I had met Honorable Justice Keher Singh, Jagdish Singh Kher, who actually finally became the Chief Justice of India. He was not even senior advocate. First generation lawyer practicing in Chandigarh. When I met him, he used to have a small one room chamber on the first floor of his kothi in Sector 8 and was not very happy with the research facility. So he bought his own first SCC Online set in 1995, 96, in fact, 96. And he was not having enough money. And then he said, I like to have installments or something like this. And I still remember, and he became senior advocate. He became judge of the High Court, and then he became chief justice. He became chief justice of Honorable High Court of, in fact, Uttarakhand first. Then he went to become chief justice of, I think, Karnataka, and then he came to Supreme Court, and he reached to the highest seat. And first generation lawyer, no background of legal, in fact, law knowledge of anyone in the family members. And if an ordinary citizen of the country can start his humble journey and reach to the highest seat in the country, that means the system works. That means the Indian constitution works. That means everything is working for those who actually work towards one particular goal, and the goal is achievable. So this is actually giving me a lot of faith and confidence on the system that we present to you, and people are actually happy. The court systems, many people are talking about various things, but let me tell you, young friends, a lot of transparency is there. In case you have not yet seen, let me show you one more thing. Chetan, can you please open that National Judicial Data Grid? Things have become so transparent that you will yourself be surprised that everything is now being uploaded on the website, on the national level website by all district courts, taluka courts on a daily basis. How many cases, how many civil cases, how many criminal cases, what is the pendency as on date, how many cases of more than 10 years of age, 20 years of age, 3 years of age, what is the pendency level? All of that data is right here in front of you. You can see that now. This is the total number of cases. How can you have such kind of tabulation unless you have computerized the complete country? In last 10, 15 years, so much of work has happened in the country. I feel proud. I'm sure every one of you, when you will see this website, you will also feel happy. There is no choice for the judges. They will have to necessarily upload their judgments and orders on a daily basis on this portal. So where is the time to think about doing some delay or pendency in anything? And young friends, the High Court judges and the district judges now are actually interacting with the judges on the basis of this portal. Last time when we had seen the pendency was this much. This time we are seeing the pendency is this much. Why there is an increase in the pendency? It has to come down. So now even there are challenges. They are being challenged to reduce the pendency on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. All their meetings and everything is now focused on all this. See the data here. You have the complete data available for the country here, and you can actually drill down to district. You can drill down to states, you can drill down to districts, and you can see everything.
You can drill down district, actually court, individual
Court,
court.
one particular court. In case you wish to do that, I think select Delhi and select one of the courts of Delhi, and you can show that. I don't know whether how many students have already seen one such, I think, platform, but this is institutional. This is not from SCC Online. But lot of judges, lot of, I think, intellectual people joined hands on this project. Justice Lokur was the, I think, main E-committee chairperson when he started all this. Now he is retired and he has become, I think, honorable judge for the International Court of Fiji, where he has become the apex court judge. Chetan is actually trying to retrieve the data of Delhi State North District, and the data is now, I think, coming in front of us. So much of information is now available, which is mind-boggling. Computerization. Judges are using the same product. Out of 20,000 judges in the country, about 16,000 judges are using SCC Online. So all of those judges who are likely to hear the case when you will actually reach in their court system, they are already having good level of proficiency in use of these electronic products, especially SCC Online, because they've been using it from last 10 years. So it is better that you prepare yourself on such electronic resources, become, I think, an expert to do legal research. This will be key to your success. Of course, a lot of, I think, other skill set is also required to be successful, but doing critical legal research in shortest possible time will be magical. You may have very smart oratory power, you may have very smart memory, but unless you have the content to speak, the success cannot be guaranteed. So content to speak will come from very thorough research and understanding of the research tools. So that is what I wanted to add here. Thank you so much for sparing your time and listening to us. We'll like to have more sessions, and probably we'll also like to give more complex advanced searches session once I think the audience is ready for it. Thank you so much. Chetan, back to you, please.
Thank you, sir. I think we were just doing the question answer. We have done with the detailing bit. And I think the question then everyone is rather concluded, and from their side, they're all saying thank you for the session. But I think, like you said, Sensor, we take a lot of sessions for Delhi University, but those sessions only happen once, and then we come after like a year or so. Let's have this more often. So this is what Mohit just showed you. It's probably a tip of the iceberg. The reason why Kapoor sir joined this session, the reason why I joined this session, because we were all geared up to get it to the next level. But then we realized that it's for the first year batches, and we have a lot of first years and other batches as well. We want you to just get a hang of it within 1.5 months or so. Let's meet next month. Let's have your queries in place, or we'll show you certain things which you never thought existed in over here. Show you the different methodology of researchers. You're thinking it's difficult? Let me tell you. Welcome to this side of the world. That's legal fraternity. It's a good fraternity to be in. But the only thing is you have to be on your toes throughout the time. So if you like this, more than welcome. If you don't like this, you'll like it. You'll get a hang of it. So
you have no choice.
So,
You
now
see,
I would like
still smiling. Kapoor sir, 25 years still smiling. There has to be a reason for this. Bhavna ma'am,
so
seriously.
yeah, from entire Delhi University Library System, I would like to thank all attendees and Chetan sir, Sanjay sir, and Mohit and everyone for arranging this session and conducting it. And I think you will get lots of mails and phone calls also for various queries. And you have my email ID, and Sanjay sir has my number also. In case anything can be done from our side, we would like to help to all students, and especially in the time of COVID, we think that we have greater responsibility for arranging the resources from library. So thank you all for joining the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Thank,
arranging this.
thank
We're looking forward for the next session. Bye bye. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I'll end this meeting now. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.